Trax is an electronic system used to capture, record, and track key information needed to identify source materials for ground meat. The following procedures will walk you through each of the steps of the system. To begin, turn the handheld on. When a gun boots up, the calibration step is important to follow to ensure the correct buttons on the screen are pressed. To calibrate a handheld screen, tap the plus sign around the screen with the pointer attached to the handheld. The next step is to make sure that the Scan Wedge app is running prior to opening the Trax app. From the main menu, tap the Scan Wedge icon to launch the app. An icon indicator at the bottom of the screen will appear, indicating that the app is running at this point. Now, it is time to open the Trax app. Tap the Trax icon. The login screen should appear. The username will be meat and the 3-digit store number. For example, store number 1 would be MEAT001. Always verify that you have the correct store number entered to avoid any discrepancies. The password will be the same as the username. Tap the OK button to finish logging in. This is the main menu of Trax. From this screen, you can access the 3 main functions done through the Trax app: trim, grind, and clean. We will go over how to do each in full detail. But first, let us take a look at an issue that may show up on your gun depending upon the exact model type you're using. At certain parts of the process of using the Trax app, the handheld screen might have an on-screen keyboard appear. If this happens, tap on the keyboard icon on the taskbar at the bottom of the screen and select Hide Input Panel. Do this anytime the on-screen keyboard appears. Now, we will look at how to perform each of the 3 common tasks on the handheld in the Trax app. All possible sources of bench trim must be recorded throughout the day during the regular cutting process. To begin, select the trim option from the main menu. After selecting trim, you will be prompted to enter the initials of the person performing the trim as well as the bin it is going into. Using the keyboard, enter the initials and the bin number. Next, scan the barcode label from a case of the product the trim will be from. After scanning the barcode, required information will be extracted. All extracted information will appear on the relative fields and cannot be changed. Some supplier labels cannot provide all required information, so some information must be manually entered. Missing required data will have an asterisk next to its name. This missing data should be available on the box label that was scanned. Select Done. Then, after confirming the information on the screen is correct, select Confirm to complete the process. You will now see a transaction complete screen, at which point you may click on Cancel in the upper right corner to return to the main menu. All grinding activities must be recorded through the Trax app. Recording a grind activity requires the user to identify the person grinding, the source of the grind, and the grind end products. There are 2 instances when the grind function will be used in the Trax app. The first is a grind that follows a trim and uses a bin as a source. The second is a direct grind from a source other than a bin. The following steps show how to perform the grind function for either way. Start by selecting Grind from the main menu. After selecting Grind, you will be prompted to enter the initials of the person performing the grind. Next, the default of bin 1 will appear in the number field. If you are grinding trim from bin 1, then press the Go button to add the bin to the source products list below. Otherwise, you will need to press the backspace to delete this number. Now, start scanning the product or products that will be the sources, pressing Go between each item to add them to the source products list. If a mistake is made and an item needs to be voided, make sure the item is selected in the source products list by tapping on that item, then tap the Void Selected option below the list. The voided line will now appear as a voided entry. After all source products are listed, you will need to press the Enter Ground Product UPC button. Scan the barcode label UPC of the product being made. Press Go when the screen pulls up the barcode. Repeat this process to create additional products from the source. Press Done at the bottom of the screen. Lastly, click on Confirm to save this grind transaction. Please note, all chuck patties must be recorded as grind. Proper cleaning is an important step that should take place after the use of any grinder. All cleaning activities must be recorded at any time without restriction, regardless of the status of any other grinding activities already recorded. To capture a clean activity, select Clean from the main menu. Enter the initials of the person that is actually doing the cleaning. Select the grinder that you want to record as clean. If your location only has one grinder, it will be listed as primary. Tap the correct grinder as listed and perform the clean log. Complete the clean transaction by selecting Confirm. For record-keeping compliance, each market manager needs to know the ambient temperature where the grinder is located and clean accordingly to the above frequency. Also, you must always clean between different species to prevent allergen cross-contact. Now, let us go over voiding transactions. Transactions entered in error cannot be edited and must be voided instead. Voided transactions will still be recorded and are available for viewing on the history report. Select Void on the main menu. Select the transaction to void. To void transactions that happen within the last 7 days, select the Last 7 Days option to list those transactions. Press the Void button. Select Confirm. Now let's take a look at the reporting for the fresh Trax app. The reporting process can be found on the department manager's computer. Click on the Fresh Trax icon on the desktop to access the system. Enter your username and password. The username and password are the same as on the handheld, meet, and a 3-digit store number. Click to highlight the report needed and select Open in the top left corner. You will be prompted to enter the date for the report requested. The current date is set to default. After you make a selection, click Run in the top left corner. The report will generate, and you may now review and/or print the document. If you have any questions about the Fresh Trax app, please contact your merchandiser or a member of training.